Good morning, it's Toraph Moses. It's Monday, July 13th, 2020. It's a beautiful Monday morning. It's quite warm, but there's a nice cool breeze coming in the apartment, so that's always a good thing. So today's meditation is to rejuvenate, balance our chakras, and release what no longer serves our temple, aka the body, or what I like to call the avatar. Okay, so I'm just going to introduce the tools that I'll be using. So I have my rose quartz or love quartz. It's a great conductor for love, attracting love and channeling love, and great for protection as well. I have my cube of amethyst, and I rested on some rose petals, but it's now attached to it. I guess because the humidity made it do that. So amethyst is a great, I programmed it, I should say, to conduct more love into our sacred space, as well as protection. So when you combine those two stones together, the rose quartz and the amethyst, it's a great amplifier for unconditional love. I also have my chunk of amber. It's great for transmuting energies and protection. And my other selenite is on the other desk, so let me just go get it. I prefer to use this selenite wand to channel my perceived higher self or other elemental and galactic beings. And then something we're going to introduce is an copper piece. Well, it's a copper bracelet, but it will help with the anti-scalar waves and negative 5G energies. So it's going to transmute those energies if you combine it with the two love stones and crystals. Okay. So I'm just going to take the moment to bless our water. I'm going to actually use the transmuting stone. We're going to balance this water, purify this water, cleanse this water from any toxins, poisons, and impurities that is harmful to the skin suit or the human skin suit, aka the avatar. And we would like to drink its pure essence to help this vehicle heal from what no longer serves him and remove what no longer serves him, I should say. Okay, here we go. That was so good. It's so cool. Or cold. Alright, so I'm just going to ask True Benevolent Source and the people of the Toraph to monitor and safeguard this meditation and channel. So I'm just going to get into a serene state and we will begin. Okay, so here we go. I like to call on the element of fire. Helios, the sun, again shining bright, shining his cosmic rays on the surface of the planet Earth, rejuvenating the plant life of all types. I like to call on the element of water. Recently we've been having downpours, tropical storms here on the East Coast. It has alarmed me because the patterns were slightly bipolar and it conflicted with our energy. We ask water to continue with its restoration and preservation of all fauna and flora. Feed where it can, help things grow and thrive in this great time of transition. We thank you, water, for doing what you need to do. On that note, I'd like to call on the element of the air. Surf, as I call him. We ask to sample your purifying, cleansing air to create a vortex of cosmic air enveloping this skin suit, protecting it as a barrier against what no longer serves him, energies that siphon, steal, and harvest auric energies. We block this with this dome of air. We would like to request Helios' fire, his cosmic flame of golden energy, to also commune with the element of the air. And we would create a vortex, a cocoon of fiery energy to strengthen this dome. We call on the element of water and we request your liquid water, and we create a funnel, a vortex of water enveloping this elemental dome with his purifying, cleansing energy as well. On that note, I call on the element of the earth, our Earth Mother, the creation of life. We are grateful and have gratitude for your service, preserving, nurturing, and protecting your fauna and flora and all sentient life on surface, inner earth, and off planet. As well as your vast seas, oceans, and trenches of the abyss. We are grateful for your protection and love. And we ask to sample the foundation of your love as a Mother Earth. And we combine it, join it, merge it, blend it into one entity. a dome of infinite unconditional love. Balance and harmonious polar opposite energies, negative, positive, transmuting it into one core energy. This core energy will be our barrier, our protecting cocoon, as we channel our perceived higher self, the learning soul, the unnamed female Toraphian being, as I call it. We, as both human and etheric entity, this being known as Toraph Moses understands that we are all one sentient life. He has divided and classified the learning soul, the Toraph being, and the source energy, this cosmic energy of light, as two separate beings. And he has separated himself as well, but we are all one. The reason why this being has classified the three as perceived separates is to make his audience understand that source is in everyone, in everything, and everywhere. However, there's a part of the source that wants to learn through experience, hardships, emotions, and knowledge. This being, this Toraph being, is that force, this learning force to experience, to learn, to fail, to accomplish, to die, and to live. The human skin suit known as Toraph Moses is the vehicle where it is allowed to experience all of these sensations. All of these sensations of emotion, sadness, despair, happy, joy, laughter, depression, throughout many lifetimes, and happiness of many lifetimes, are all downloaded into our inner Akashic, and also downloaded in the elemental Akashic grid of the earth. And it's also shared with this Toraph designated quadrant out there in the Boots, Hercules constellation, where others of his species can feel the emotions throughout many lifetimes, can experience and acquire wisdom and knowledge and technology, concepts of many lifetimes. All is not wasted. All is taken very seriously with an open heart and an open mind. Every experience is needed and necessary for that one vehicle to learn and grow and evolve. I'd like to take a moment to call on my perceived learning higher self, this unnamed Toraph being. Confirm you are here as I share my heart space with you, and and share me your heart space. Thank you. We remove any negative thought forms in this 0 point time now. Thank you for your presence. As you know, we share one mind, one soul, and one body. So you know what is in my heart and mind. I would like to further understand our people, Toraph. To understand them better, I would like to pose a question, if I may. She said, go on. This being known as Toraph Moses is slowly beginning to understand that a biological vehicle has its defaults, mindsets, such as survival, self-preservation. During the time of the fire, over 20 years ago, this being experienced. And during the last moments of his breath of life, he received flashes of his entire life as a film of flashing scenarios and events, happy moments, sad moments, and moments of pure, unconditional love, and moments of pure evil. He has witnessed and experienced all sensations. However, he asked his beloved father at that time. He was ignorant to his true identity. And he called out to this unknown father. And he asked it to help him. We would like to question who answered him. I'm waiting for a response of the perceived higher self. Before I have myself answer our perceived higher self, I would like to audit our perceived higher self and this vehicle known as Toraph Moses to ensure there is no distortion or misinformation. We embrace this audit, this being and I, now. waiting for this higher self to answer. It was your father, LaRoche, that did answer and heard your call or plea of help. It was also I, your higher self, that lives within your body, heart, mind, and soul, that also replied. And we asked you, your father and I, we asked you, do you want to live? And your response, from what we can recall during that event, was yes. Thank you for answering that higher self. But there was also, I had learned recently, back in 2019 during my session with the liftings medium Christopher Stephen Jacobs, that there was a negative force, a malevolent force that also identified itself as Father. This being known as Toraph Moses is beginning to understand as well that he too heard the call and replied with his comment of the same same as LaRoche and as our higher self. Is this true? Yes, it is. Okay, just to expand on this. This being known as Toraph Moses is beginning to understand through different channels on School of Thought, via from this YouTuber, Cosmic Energy Agency, and the liftings Christopher Stephen Jacobs, and the Vikings Interstellar Council podcast shows and radio shows, that life in its purest essence or simplified essence is to gain more experience, gain more learning through experience. For this example, this being known as Toraph Moses, although unknowingly or ignorantly, chose to live, and this was his response to all three. But deep down inside, he wanted to be his astral form and to be free, to be liberated from the constraints of the flesh. But as I mentioned earlier in my introduction, self-preservation of the body is triggered when extreme danger or stress of a sentient being. And sometimes it overrides the soul. Is this true? I ask my higher self. Of course, it is. Therefore, was I conflicted? I asked my higher self. Confused during that time of dying. Yes and no. Biologically, yes, and psychologically, yes, confused. However, your soul, despite what it wanted and needed in terms of being separate from its physical avatar, did want to experience more life, did want to fulfill its own prophecies. So did the learning soul also wanted to continue this mission of life and experience through learning? Of course, we had planned out and you agreed to certain portions of your life to be fulfilled, if you would say. To end it 20 years ago would have stagnated your inner growth, your evolution. Lessons weren't learned that needed to be learned will have to be relearned somehow if you had ended sooner. Thank you. So this negative influencer that also managed to persuade me to continue life, was that also meant to be? It's meant to be if the willer allows it. Therefore, you have to will it to make it be perceived as is. But you see, ultimately it's about what the soul wants. And no force can ever control you. Manipulation has to be allowed to happen. So yes and no. I have no regrets. I am talking to my higher self. I have no regrets on our past. And I am at this moment grateful for all I have learned and experienced. I understand our hardships post-fire, and now I understand more on a multi-dimensional way of thinking, that events that are not in our control should let it be. And what we can control is how far we want to play in a certain game. The game of life and all what it comes with. So I thank you for clarifying and confirming those past experiences. We ask our higher self and our cosmic source self to balance us once again, to recalibrate our chakras, to rejuvenate and restore lost siphon energies, and to also minimize our frustrations Because we are emotional beings as a human skin suit, every day we are tested with temptations. We are fighting our inner addictions, wanting, needing, having, being. And we are fighting our etheric viruses of anger, frustration, hatred of the self, hatred of others. We understand that these culminating, polarized, positive and negative energies are conflicting, contrasting, creating a ripple effect of for and against, haves and have-nots, righteous versus the wrongful. This being known as Toraph Moses understands that these contrasting energies have to meld and merge and combine a new energy, a new human being. Although it's very hard for an average person to grasp this metaphysical, multidimensional concept. So he's conflicted every time he goes out there in the real world, in the public eye. People perceive him. He doesn't mind, or no longer minds, how he's being viewed, seen, and judged. He's more frustrated that the peoples on the planet's surface do not see what's in front of them, do not see the grander picture. They only see with a one-track mindset, the mindset of the polar opposites, dualism. This being known as Toraph Moses understands that he has to be more patient with himself and with others, and not everyone will see and learn as you have. They will learn and evolve within their own timeline. And he does corroborate with the Galactic Council Vikings concept and other truthsayers and truth seers and truth seekers, I should say, that we all are ascended beings. We came in as ascended beings. Hence born ascended. But we have forgotten and lost this knowledge and wisdom. We have lost our identity. We have lost our inner power, our inner voice, our inner mind and heart. What is called for now is a restoration of the heart and mind, body and soul, a restoration of merging the polarities of separation into one, into a balanced being, a balanced human being, and a balanced society, and a balanced earth. That is what's called for in this current now moment. We ask our higher self, and we ask true benevolent source and the people of the Toraph to balance this vehicle known as Toraph Moses, remove what no longer serves him in this current now moment. Thank you. As I close this channel, again, I would like to thank True Benevolent Source, my people, the Toraph, out in the Boots Hercules constellation, the Learning Soul, the unnamed female Toraphian, and our cosmic Source Self, all one. We thank you for replenishing and restoring our energies and removing attachments, encumbrances that keep this 3D avatar tethered in the matrix. We thank all of the beings that are positive, that are watching this transmission and channel. I do have a closing statement. All culminated four energies. If I were to describe the culmination and the merging and the blending of all four energies, it's a beautiful crystal diamond white color. It's a cosmic bright light that emanates from it. If people, rather if the masses chooses to look inward and work out all of its drama, all of its conflicts, all of its frustrations, their energies will eventually change in colors too, from red or browns or greens or blues, depending on how hard they work on themselves, will change in colors. I am not implying or saying that everyone should have this cosmic diamond white light color or a gold light color. No. What's important is that you are acknowledging, reacting to this need of change. You see, if you still carry baggage of malice, you carry the concept of war and violence, anger and frustration, and you are giving a ticket to go into another perceived dimension or tier, as this vehicle calls it, you will carry all of those negatives as mentioned to that perceived tier, density, or dimension. If you are of a being pure of heart, service for others, only have good intentions for their highest good, you care for the welfare of all creation, and you travel to a mindset or consciousness and given a ticket to a higher perceived dimension, density, or tier, you will carry those traits with you wherever you go. In a nutshell, what I am trying to convey is know yourself before you decide to go anywhere, because who you are will always remain, no matter what house or apartment you acquire, no matter what vehicle you ride in, no matter what luxuries you put on your back, or food that you consume and drink, no matter what land you stand on or shit on, it will always remain the same, because your consciousness, your mind, your heart has remained as is. So I end with a question to my audience listening to the sound of my voice. Do you really want to travel to a different state of consciousness if your consciousness and your mind is one and the same? Does your body and your conscious state of mind and all of its human problems, will it follow you if you travel to this perceived physical construct that is being advertised as the fifth dimension, New Earth Now, Golden Age? This last statement is truly convoluted and confusing, I know, and it's hard to formulate it in a linear way of thinking, and it may have to be revisited at another time. But I ask my audience to think about who you truly are and what you truly want. Thank you. I am Toraph Moses. Thank you for listening to the sound of my voice. End of channel. Wow. Got a little emotion towards the end, but glad I'm not showering with crying tears. All right, thank you guys for listening. Bye.